his apprentice.
Wait. So how do we pay to go in? How do we pay to go
Three in
in?
the back and 2 in the front.
All right, so I get in 3 people.
All right. Come on, Brantley. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
PJ said, where y'all going?
You watch your elbows.
Oh, it's just like the grandma always says, bro. Look at these windows. You should test them, Michael.
We all like to follow each other when we're doing our group together.
That's fine.
Where are y'all visiting from?
From Hubert, North Carolina, or Jacksonville.
All right.
Ooh, an ashtray.
Well, thank you.
My name is Stormy Norman. I will be your tour guide. I'm going to take you out and give you a little tour of the town. We'll talk about Andy. We'll talk about the history of the town. We'll talk about the show. How's that work for you?
That's good to me.
Good. All right. Now, since you two are sitting in the front, we got work to do.
I'm getting in the back.
Oh,
Okay, I can get up
You
right.
don't want to do that. You got special duties.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm going to swear you in as my probationary deputies.
okay.
So,
Okay.
raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I,
State your name.
Isaiah,
Sarita,
Agree to.
agree to
Confirm.
confirm
To the spirit.
to the spirit
And the love.
and the
and
love
Of the Andy Griffith Show.
of the Andy Griffin Show.
That's
Even though
exactly
I'm not
right.
supposed to be saying it, but I
My
did.
probationary
Oh, no.
deputies, you do not get a badge or a bullet. It is your first day of work.
Look,
Yep. I know.
I
But
need
it's
at least
okay.
one bullet.
But you do have full authority.
Okay.
When we ride around and you've seen the various looking characters, wandering the streets, and there's a lot of them because we've got a festival going on downtown.
That's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, so you can stick your head out the window at any moment and feel free to tell them to nip it, nip it, nip it.
Nip it in the bud.
Oh, she's already advanced. She already knows about the buzz.
That's right. Nip it.
We try to start
Nip
off
it in the
slow.
bud.
Nip it, nip it, nip it. Oh, yeah, but she wants a bullet.
I said I need at least one bullet.
And I hate to tell you all, but you're traveling with criminals in the back.
Yeah, we do that.
I've seen the warrants for
That's
them.
Oh no, what did I do?
Oh no.
Well, you should
I was caught.
Right, you did it.
I was caught, bro. I'm not supposed to be caught.
that's right.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
The worst
That's the worst
crime.
of all crime.
Jaywalkers.
Right now.
That's right.
Because that is the
Oh, yeah.
gateway crime. You start jaywalking, you be robbing banks by that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just jaywalking. Just jaywalking.
Yeah.
Just jaywalking.
That's what Barney used to always say, remember?
That's right, exactly right. Now, before we head out, I need to know who your favorite character is on the show. Just go ahead and let me have it.
I think Andy.
Barney.
Andy's a good one.
I like
Yep.
Barney.
Barney.
Yeah, Barney.
Yeah, definitely Barney.
Barney's.
Opie and Andy.
I don't know any of the characters.
It's called binge watch.
You find one, right?
Paramount has it. Yeah, they got it on there. Yeah, did you hear about Ron Howard?
No.
He's in rehab. He's addicted to opioids.
Oh, really? Oh! We were like, what?
I'm a little bit worried about her being a trained noticer as
It
a
went
deputy.
right over her head.
She's got to be sharp to get on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Are you with me, or are we doing 2 separate tours?
That's funny.
We'll just go ahead.
Wait. Granny.
That's
Gritty.
recording me.
No. You gotta look. Come on.
Where your other
Taking
folks
pictures
are,
of
but
me.
We're going to leave without them.
Alright.
Mike, whoa.
Bye.
Hey, Mike, I'll meet you back
Yeah.
here.
Y'all can ride in the next one.
All right. So we got you.
Ashley, the
First
windows.
$10 a person.
All right. Well, here we go.
I'm recording them too.
1, 2, 3. We're going to take off. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now we.
Oh, there's no seatbelts
It's
back
not
here.
working.
Wow. You got to beat on the car to get. Oh,
Works every time.
oh Lord.
Every time.
Hey, as long as the thing don't start coming up from too much grease, remember that?
Yeah, well, Goober fixed this car. That's why we have to do what we're doing. My name is Stormin Norman. I will be your tour guide. We're going to drive around, like I said, talk about the history and the Andy and such and do all that kind of stuff. But before we do that, we need to talk about safety. This car is not equipped with airbags except for me. I'm your hot airbag sitting up here. This car also is not equipped with a horn.
No,
We
no
don't
horn.
need a horn. We got something a whole lot more better. And this is where my
The
deputies
sirens.
come in. Yeah.
the switch.
Yes. Now go
The
ahead,
switch.
deputy. Go ahead, bump that up right there.
This one?
Yep. Oh yeah. Now it's her turn. It's her turn. Go ahead, get your turn in there.
No.
I do like Barney does. He goes, you take this finger
That's
and
right.
you just flip it up.
That's it. That's it. All right. That's enough, Uncle Wally. All right. So we're gonna cut that off here. See, that is why we don't need a horn. That we have a siren, and that's the reason why I had to swear you all in.
Okay.
Because only deputized deputies are allowed to touch emergency equipment in an emergency vehicle. Otherwise, any arrest we make today will be considered citizens arrest, not applicable and punishable by law. You're going to get a little bit of the characters here on the show while we're traveling around today.
That's all right.
Yeah, boy. Now, we're in the historic district, as you see, where the rich folks lived in the 1880s. This would have been the 1875 W.H. Carter house. He was the mayor of Mount Airy when he built that house right there. You can tell it kind of looks like a mayor's house. On our right is the Dr. Hollingsworth house. Edmund Hollingsworth over there.
The yellow one?
Yes, ma'am. That was built in 1880, and Dr. Hollingsworth was the one that took care of the Siamese twins, our very first celebrities here in town. Then, they moved here in 1827, them conjoined twins, and, he took care of them.
Was that them
day.
twin guys?
Yep. He took care of them for the day they got here to the day they died. He even signed their death certificate, and I heard that he gave them a 2-for-1 price on that death certificate. That's just how good the guy was.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Town has been around for a long time. First got surveyed in 1760. We are home to the world's largest open-face granite quarry. Honest to goodness, we're sitting on 6.5 square miles of one big giant rock, Mount Airy granite. If you go up on Main Street, you will notice that you will always travel downhill no matter what side of Main Street you leave from, because it was laid out on the highest ridge of the granite deposit. They flattened out that peak and put the road on top of it. Mount Airy granite is unlike any other granite in the world. It is the heaviest, densest granite there is. A 1 square cubic foot of Mount Airy granite weighs 110 pounds. The only thing harder than Mount Airy granite would be diamonds and teenagers' heads.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it. That's all there is. We're
Got that right.
We're going to be heading out to see the granite quarry in just a moment.
Okay.
66 football fields, and it is indeed classified as the world's largest open-face granite quarry. That's where we're headed.
Okay.
Now, the town has a couple different nicknames. One of them is unofficial, and probably why you're all here today. Mayberry.
Right.
Yep, it's called Mayberry because Andy Griffith was born and raised here, June 1st, 1926. Andy's dad worked at the Mount Airy Chair Company. He ran a bandsaw and cut out table legs for a living. That's what he did. And they were poor, hard-working folks. I mean, the Griffiths lived in a 3-room house that was owned by the chair factory, what they called mill houses, and they lived on the mill hill. Andy actually slept in the kitchen. That was his bedroom. Andy's mama, Geneva, worked at the Weenie Burger. You'll never guess what they sold. Yeah, I'll tell you, you guys are sharp. I know you're going to be good deputies. Yeah, weenies. Andy said if it hadn't been for Mama bringing home weenies left over from the restaurant, they'd have had a lot of hungry nights. That's how poor they were. You all familiar with Donna Fargo?
Yeah.
Happiest girl in the whole USA?
Yeah.
Born and raised right here. Yep, Flat
Now
Rock.
that I didn't know that.
As soon as we cross the Ararat River, we're in Flat Rock, and Yep, this is Donna's Highway. That's why we are now the happiest tour in the whole USA. Yeah, I can't sing either. It's all right. Now we're going to get to do something we haven't been able to do in about 15 years. Drive right through the front gate of the North Carolina Granite Corporation. It was owned by a Canadian company for about 15 years, and they really weren't interested in us tourists coming up there. They didn't really care about the property. They were what they call absentee landlords. You know, they were just sucking money out of it, nothing else. However, a new company just purchased it a couple months ago. Local company called Luckstone. And they said, boys, come on back here through the front door like you belong here. North Carolina Granite Corporation on our right.
Yes.
It first opened up in 1889. This granite that you see these buildings made out of, the walls, it's all came from out of the ground here.
Wow.
They had about 200 employees from 5 different countries. They all had different languages and stuff like that. You know, it was an interesting little group. They all lived on the property too. They had mill houses here. Just a little idea of how good a building material this granite is. On the left-hand side is the headquarters from 1928. Looks like it's brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, it really holds up. The wall on our right-hand side, that's all Mount Airy granite, and you're going to see the actual quarry on your right. 66 football fields on the surface.
Oh my Lord!
Where-
Jesus.
In the distance, all them bricks.
Yes. Wonder
Have a
what
weight.
he's doing. He's either stopped or he's had a stroke. I can't figure out what he's doing up there in front
Well,
of
we
me.
hope it ain't the stroke.
Well, he's had a couple, so that's why we say it. Now, over here you get a real good look at the quarry. Now, they had a contract with the federal government. They did all the parks and national historic cities. Like if you go to Philadelphia and you're looking at the Liberty Bell, you're walking on Mount Airy granite, probably sitting on a granite bench. If you are in Washington, D.C., the World War II Memorial is made out of Mount Airy granite. The Arlington Bridge going into D.C. is made out of Mount Airy granite. You go up to West Point, New York, where that big school is up there. That's Mount Airy granite. And Grant's tomb in New York City is made out of Mount Airy granite. Now that was self-defense. We found the hardest, heaviest rocks we could to cover him up, so he wouldn't get out and start no more trouble down there. But,
Oh Lord!
yeah,
Brian,
now,
them are
I'm gonna
hot
stop
bodies.
here and get y'all a little gift from the gift shop. We got a nice gift shop here, all kinds of good stuff here. Let me check it out here.
Oh,
boy.
Lord.
Now, here's your very own pieces of Mount Airy granite.
Oh.
Yep, it's salt and pepper colored. It's really pretty
Yes,
stuff. And that's why I had to ask you, you know, who your favorite characters were on the show, because if any one of you had said Ernest T. Bass, we
Oh,
weren't
it's my
stopping and getting no
dad,
rocks.
Laura,
I
Brian,
can't
Bella,
He's my
Kirsten.
second.
rocks through wood. Oh yeah.
I loved Ernest T.
Now I gotta check in with the security guard. Hang in with me for a second. It's me, it's Ernest T. I don't chew my cabbage twice.
That's
See, if I tell them I'm Ernest T, they don't come out and make me sign in. They're afraid to get in.
Oh, does it scare him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Now I always felt bad for Ernest T. He had
I
a
liked
bad
him.
rap. I mean, all he was lonely. If you think about it, remember he said, all I wanted was a uniform and a gold
Yep.
tooth so I could meet the girls up there. He did.
Yeah.
He almost
He's
married
gonna knock
Barney.
these two out, remember?
That's right.
And leave the one in the
up
middle.
There. Yeah.
And put two gold ones on each side.
Then he met Hoggett Winslow. We never get to see her because he said,
Yeah.
I took the prettiest rock with the nicest note, threw it through the window, done bust her head open. And the
Yes, he did.
taxidermist, remember taxidermist would suited up to marry her.
Yep.
Yeah, poor Ernest T. He almost
Yep.
married Barney. I mean, that was really bad.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Now, you know, they say you suffer for
Because he
your art.
was so Charlene.
I don't suffer for my art. My wife does. She's got to hear me work on all the characters when I'm sitting at home at night. And I was working on Goober the other day. I was like, G.
Yeah.
I do it. If I say I do it, I do it. Yo, learn that in the National Guard. All right, you guys. This is it. My wife looked at me. She said, honey, there's one of them characters I haven't heard you do yet. I was wondering if you do that for me. I was all excited because she's only kind of a casual Mayberry fan.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, which one is it? She said, could you do the musicians for me? And I said, the musicians, the Darlings?
Oh,
And she said, yeah, can you do? I said, but honey, all they do is stand there and just go. And she goes, yeah, keep doing that. I'll let you know when you got that down. I think she's trying to tell me something, like, shut up. But
Yeah, because they never say nothing. That's right.
I turned the tables on her, though. Because one of my favorite Darlings is a musician, but he talks all the time. Briscoe.
Oh, yes.
And you got to love Briscoe. And he's
Briscoe Darling.
he's the best. And if you think about it, you know, he only raises his voice when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Remember, he said, meat, taters,
Yeah.
bread.
Yeah.
But when he gets in trouble, he doesn't raise his voice. Remember, Barney's gonna give him a ticket for taking a hat full of water out of the horse trough.
Yeah.
What's Briscoe say? Well, if we see a horse come by,
We'll give him the
sure
right
to
of
give
way.
Yeah.
Right of way.
Then,
That's
then
pretty
he
good.
kidnaps Aunt B.
Yeah.
Remember, he says, B, I noticed you was a specializing on me. I'm declaring for you. Took
Yeah.
her up to the hills, and before you know it, that didn't work out.
Right.
Sheriff, lock me up for breach of promise, because I ain't about to get beat to death with no spoon.
Yeah,
He
because
just-
she
was teaching
she's at
him
the
manners.
table and she was right. She kept hitting him on the top of the hand with a spoon.
Now, we'll talk a little more about Andy. Andy grew up in this little town. It was a rough old town when Andy was growing up here. I mean, you think about, they have 4 furniture factories, 4 textile mills. We had all kind of tobacco warehouses and such. Then we had all these guys from overseas coming over here working at the quarry over here. And it was a dry county, so you know we had another kind of criminals running around here. Moonshiners and bootleggers running around this place. But then, of course, you know, Andy and Barney moved into town, nipped it in the bud, defied the mafia, and that was the end of all of that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it really was a rough town. They called it Little Chicago. That was the nickname. That's how rough it was. Andy's dad worked at the Mount Airy Chair Company. He ran a bandsaw and cut out table legs for a living. That's what Carl Lee did. Andy worked there part-time, working as a glue dipper. That's the same job they gave Otis Campbell on the show. You remember that episode where they made as a glue dipper at the furniture factory? Now, Andy's mama helped out. She worked at a little restaurant called the Weenie Burger. You'll never guess what they sold. Yeah, I know. Now, Andy, they really were pretty poor. They worked at they lived in a mill house. It was 3 rooms, and Andy slept in her kitchen. That was his bedroom. Andy's mama working at the Weenie Burger, she'd bring leftover weenies at night back. And Andy said if it hadn't been for them weenies, they'd had a lot of hungry nights. That was serious stuff. However, you know, when you grow up eating the same thing all the time, you kind of lose your taste for it.
Right.
Not Andy. He loved hot dogs. Think about this. What did he eat in every single episode of Matlock?
Hot dogs.
You know it. That was not an accident. He had it written into the show that Ben Matlock ate a hot dog in every episode. Andy said it was one of my greatest joys in life to get paid to eat my favorite food. Andy loved hot dogs so much. Now, you know, I don't know about you, but my youngins, I had 2 boys and a girl growing up. I could have had the best hamburgers in the entire world at my house, and you know them knuckleheads would still want to go eat at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And so Andy was the same way. They had all the hot dogs he could eat at the house, but Mama had to run him out and get him away from Snappy Lunch. Snappy Lunch was his favorite hot dog stand. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute. On our left is what we call the Mount Rushmore of Mount Airy. This mural right here, boy, it is something else. Young man came here and painted that 6 years ago. He did it in 6 weeks using nothing but cans of aerosol spray paint. I mean, that's something else.
Yeah.
Andy loved the hot dogs at Snappy Lunch. Now, Snappy Lunch is still here. It is still open. They've been open for 102 years in the same location run by the same family. In fact, he loves Snappy Lunch so much, he mentions it by name on the Andy Griffith Show in season 1. It's episode 7, and he's teasing Barney about having a girlfriend. And he says, oh, you walking Miss Rosemary home from church, get a little kissy on the jaw.
Yeah.
Why don't you go on down there and get something to eat at the Snappy Lunch?
Yes.
You can't get a better endorsement than your restaurant being named on national television for free.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Look at this bunch here. We're going to have to run them. All right, buddy. Move it, move it, move it, move it. You're supposed to be doing this too. You're deputies. You know, you got to get on them.
No, y'all ain't pulled over
You
no
got to
one.
get on them. I'll tell you. That's how you assert yourself and become, full deputies instead of probationary.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Oh yeah, you gotta let them have it. Now,
Yeah, I forced him to.
Andy, how's he become famous? You know, that's kind of interesting. He's working here, and living in a 3-room house, sleeping in the kitchen. Well, it all starts with music lessons. Andy gets himself a slide trombone when he's 14. And I can't imagine the torture going on in a 3-room house with a 14-year-old trying to teach himself the slide trombone. Neither can Carl Lee. Andy's daddy has him go out to the Grace Moravian Church. That's 2 miles from their house. He said, that's far enough away. I can't hear that goose getting strangled no more.
Oh,
And,
good Lord.
Pastor Mickey, now he's the one that changes his mind and puts ideas into Andy's head. Pastor Mickey happens to be a graduate of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And he convinces Andy, being a musician is a great idea, unless, of course, you want to eat every day, and maybe you need a fallback job. Well, he convinces Andy he needs to become a music teacher, maybe even a regular teacher, and he gets him a scholarship to UNC at Chapel Hill. See,
That's where she
Pastor
went.
Mickey, he happened to be an alum, so he can pull some strings. Andy gets down there and gets his Bachelor of Arts in Music Theory and in theater, and now he's working as a school teacher down in Goldsboro. Now, if it hadn't been for Andy not liking being a school teacher, we'd have never heard from him again.
There we go.
But he did not like being a school teacher. And so,
Alright, so
on the weekends,
Baba
he
King's
calls
dad, my
himself
dad,
Deacon Andy
little sis,
Griffith, and starts doing stand-up
Kirsten,
comedian work.
Laura.
Yeah.
And he's doing stuff that you hear in the first season of the Andy Griffith Show. Stuff like, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou? Well, I'm right here. And that's how he's doing. There's some of my deputies over there.
Hey.
I done locked up the whole gang. I did. I locked them up. I got them.
Little does he know there's
So Andy at this point is doing his nightclub act, and everybody's enjoying it. But then he comes up with solid gold, a little something called "What It Was Football." Now that routine, there's this fella named Dick Link who's hanging out, wants to be a manager and such. He tells Andy, you don't put that on the record.
I'm hungry now.
Andy puts it on the record. Good idea. It sells 1 million copies.
Wow.
It gets him on the Ed Sullivan Show. Now he's going somewhere. Not only does it do that for Andy, it gets Dick Link to become his manager for the rest of their lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he thought that was a good idea, Dick had. He stayed with it. Andy is now on the Ed Sullivan Show. Boy, that's the beginning. Back in the day, that was the way to become famous. Even Elvis blew up after that.
Yes, he did.
The Andy Griffith Museum on our right. Oh, you're going to love it. If you haven't been in there, it's got all kinds of good exhibits. Even got a Matlock suit in there. There's a statue out front. The Andy and Opie statue.
Get that statue.
That was a gift from TV Land to Andy Griffith himself. He brought that statue down here in 2004 and dedicated it. Yep. The Playhouse right next door. Now, that is the auditorium to the junior high school and elementary school that Andy attended. That was where that parking lot is today. Andy come back in 2004. wrote a big check to help the Surrey Arts Council, and somehow the next day his name started showing up on the front of that building. Wonder how that happens. They must have needed a check so they could spell Griffith. That's probably
That's probably what it was, yeah.
on our left-hand side is the Haymore Memorial Baptist Church. That's the church that Andy and his parents went to on Sundays. Now, Andy still has kin living here to this very day. Danny Griffith, real good buddy of mine, he happens to be a retired deputy sheriff of all things. And don't think he wasn't worn out by the rest of the boys being Sheriff Griffith in your town. Now we're heading out to Andy's house, where he grew up. The intersection, we're going to turn on Haymore and Rockford Street. That intersection gets mentioned on the show a whole bunch of times. He sends Deputy Luther out here to do the school crossing. And remember when Barney had that motorcycle with the sidecar on it?
Yeah.
Andy said, I got to get out there to Haymore and Rockford and cut him off.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that's his little intersection to Mama's house. And that's his way of saying hey to Mom and Dad. See, he's just parked in the middle of the street. I told you, he's right. He's not even left. On our right-hand side, you see that little house that Andy grew up in.
Oh.
The original size of the house was from the No Pets Allowed sign to the American flag on the left. 3 rooms. Andy comes back in 1958, pockets full of money from the movies, and he wants to buy Mom and Dad a big old house. They ain't interested. Simple country Baptist folks like the Griffiths, 3 rooms is enough for us, son. And Carly said, besides, I paid $2,200 for that house. If I sell it now, I ain't gonna get my money's worth out of it. $2,200. Yep. Now, Andy buys Mom a picture window, and it happens to come with an addition to the house.
Oh.
That's that picture window he bought. All aluminum, got windows and open up with one handle crank. I mean, what do they call them? Jealousy windows.
Yeah.
Boy, and the Griffiths lived there for 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. 1966, Andy moves them out to California to be with him, living like the original Beverly Hillbillies. Movie stars and swimming pools.
Oh, my God.
Up here on our right-hand side, you're going to see Haunted Mayberry. They do a little exhibit here. All the characters from the Andy Griffith Show in skeleton form.
Oh, my. Oh, Isaiah.
Yep, it's time.
There they are.
Oh, he's going to see his.
Oh yeah, you got the Darlings and Malcolm Merriweather. I can hear Gomer right now going, Shazam! I'm a skeleton.
Yeah.
There's the loaded goat, Jimmy. You got Andy and Barn and Mr. Schwump. You even got Mr. McBeevy up there on the light pole. Floyd cutting hair. Oh, you gotta get a piloting suit. Floyd. Every year he does somebody new. This year it's Henry Bennett, the Jinx. He's in there with his boat leaking. See the water shooting up there? Got Otis. The Fun Girls.
Oh, yeah, the Fun Girls.
Got them in there. Andy, at this point, he goes from doing the Ed Sullivan Show to Broadway. His first Broadway show is No Time for Sergeants. Guess who he meets and starts working with there? Don Knotts.
Don Knotts, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. These 2 boys from the country, Don's from Morgantown, West Virginia. They hit it off pretty good. This is where the real timing of Andy and Barney comes from. They do 250 performances on Broadway of No Time for Sergeants. That's a 2-year run. That's where they got to know each other, and that's where they learned to be, really good team as far as comedy goes. At this point, Andy gets offered a movie called Facing the Crowd.
Yeah.
He plays a bad guy in that movie. You seen that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, he's mean and spiteful, and all the women are going crazy for him, saying he's the most handsome thing they ever seen. That leads him on to the movie version of No Time for Sergeants, that TV show. The Broadway show. And now, Desilu Studios reaches out to him. They said, look, we developed this little television show. We think you're going to love it. We already wrote 5 episodes, and about this sheriff that locks people up for speeding. And there's a drunk that locks himself up for being drunk. And Andy says, well, I appreciate the offer. I ain't interested. No, thank you. Turns him down flat. Now, the reason being is, number one, he's a movie star, don't want to do TV. Number two is he's afraid of getting typecast as what he says is a hillbilly Jerry Lewis. So he turns him down. However, Desi Lou Studios are a powerhouse out in Hollywood. They got their hands in just about every television show, and they get this man named Danny Thomas, who has the #1 show in the country, Make Room for Daddy, to call Andy, to set him straight. This is what Danny Thomas says to him. You know, Andy, I know you don't want to be on TV. I get it. It doesn't pay nearly as much, and it's a whole lot more work than movies. I also know you don't want to be typecast as this Jerry Lewis type. But I know something that you need to know. Obviously, you don't know. That Desi Arnaz that runs Desi Lou Studios with his wife Lucy, he's got a bad temper and a long memory and quite vindictive when he chooses to be. If you are planning on doing any kind of television show in the next 10 years out here, being on the wrong side of Desi Arnaz and Desi Lou Studios is not the way to make it happen.
Why?
So, they come up with a compromise. He is going to appear as a guest star on Danny Thomas's show as that sheriff character. That way, watch this. Go ahead, Deputy. Tell this man he's got to move out of the way.
Tell him.
All right, buddy. Move it. So he's going to appear as a guest star on that TV show. And then that way he can tell Desi Arnaz, look, I tried it. I just didn't like it. And that's a whole lot better than just going, I ain't doing it. It turns out pretty good. At the end, he does the appearance. The next day, he gets a call from Don Knotts. Don says, man, I saw you on a TV show last night. That was great. I heard there's a rumor, there's a whole series.
I love this window.
He says, it's not a rumor, but I ain't doing it. I don't want to be typecast. I don't want
love this
And
car.
Don changes everything and says to him, you know, you can't be a sheriff without a deputy.
Yeah, I remember he said. Yeah, he said
Yep, and at that point, he decides maybe we can change our mind, switch it around a little bit, and that's when Don comes on. They make him the deputy, and the rest is television history.
Yep.
Any questions I could answer for you?
No, I think they have seen.
Who just sat in our car?
Oh, that was him.
You gotta talk to your sheriff friend.
I can't talk to him. Have you seen him?
No.
He's about as knucklehead as you ever want to meet. You know all them rocks I give y'all?
Yeah.
You know, he keeps his in his head. He don't share them with everybody.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's get you out of this side of the car and get your
Move it,
picture done.
Baba King.
Okay.
Hey, picture.
Everybody line up right over here.
We'll get you right here by this